What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. This is exactly where we left off in the last episode, because I think for now we're going to make a run on Alexander. So while we're on our way over there, I didn't lock the castle or anything like that. I probably should have. It would have made my life easier, because now we have to explore and figure out where the hell Alexander's at. But in any situation, we just want to keep going to the right to get to the forest, so it'll turn out okay. That's a picture right there, I can tell just by looking at him. Ooh, and there's our double jump in action. That's going to help us out a little bit with some of the mobs. It also lets us complete some of the challenges a little bit easier. Might result in the grasping of a few fairy runes. There we go. And so let's talk about Alexander a little bit while we go. Let me see if there's another way down over here that's a little less risky. Sometimes there's two avenues to the exact same place. You definitely want to check them out. It's not that I can't do that challenge, it's that you're limiting risk versus your reward. We want to take as few hits as possible on our way over to Alexander. Hopefully we get something nice right here, actually. Let's take a prayer here for a moment. Looks like we got Helios's Blessing. I don't really know what Helios's Blessing does. I don't usually get these drops very often, to be fair. And so that's something that I'm not incredibly experienced with. Kill as many of these guys as possible. It looks like I don't have multiple avenues to the location I want to, so we may have to take on that spiky room. But that's not going to stop me from grabbing as much gold on our way. And so let's talk about Alexander before I lose my train of thought again and, you know, lose myself in chatting about the game. I'm going to be really quiet during Alexander because he takes a lot of focus, but what Alexander does. Let's talk about Alexander. So Alexander is a giant skull, as I recall, who fires out little baby Alexanders all over the place. That's right, he is super, super fertile. Oh, and that is an unfortunate turn of events. And so we've lost a little bit of health here already, which is not something that I'm too happy about. We do have some life drain on board, so I think that's a recoverable loss before the boss attempt. I mean, I've cleared bosses with like 30 health before. I mean, on accident. It was not something that my skills carried me through. It was just kind of like the right things fell into place. But Alexander spawns little guys, and what that means is you need to work on Alexander quickly. As I said in a previous episode, I think I did anyways, there's a couple avenues of thought for dealing with Alexander. You can take Alexander at his face value and treat him like a raid boss in any MMO that is a DPS race, meaning you try to kill him as rapidly as possible to limit the amount of extra additional mobs that he spawns to fight with you. The other way that people like to do it is just to do ad control and kill all the mobs he spawns and just focus on them instead of the boss. Now, I find the second tactic to be less than fruitful. It's too easy to get behind on the ads, and once you do that, you're pretty much toast. We have daggers on this character, so I should be able to continue DPSing our dear, dear friend Alexander as much as possible while he's off in the distance. There shouldn't be a whole lot of breaks from his perpetual ass whooping. Jump, you little houndy. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, so if at first you don't succeed and all that, let's take a look and see if we can figure out where Alexander's at. We've already made it to the forest, so he's got to be around here somewhere. Check all these rooms before we actually clear any out. Take a couple risks right there to knock him out. We are able to one-shot a lot of the mobs here in the forest. So I think we're probably ready for him. Alexander, as I recall, hits for like 80-something, and his little mobs don't hit that hard, though, so we should be reasonably okay, I would assume, on an attack. In any case, even if we die, we've already got enough gold for an upgrade, and that's really how I judge my playthroughs, is do I have enough gold to upgrade something? There we go, we'll take him out. Ooh, almost got me. Almost got me. Almost got me. Sometimes I'm impressed by what seems to be the precognate nature, or the predetermined nature of my enemy strikes on me. Sometimes it seems like they attack perfectly in collusion with one another to really put you up the creek without a paddle there. Let's go ahead and... Ew, nope, messed it up. Well, that's that. That last one's always the difficult one. The first two are pretty easy. I already proved I could do it in the last episode, so I don't feel too guilty. Ooh, and I actually that was more of a reflex than anything right there. But then again, that's a lot of the point of this game, is just training your reflexes and things of that nature. As you get more and more playthroughs of the game, you'll get faster and faster and so forth, react to things much, much quicker than you would before. Journal entry number 11! This forest is unlike anything I've seen before. It is both serene and terrifying. I stand on lush grass, and beside me yawns an open chasm. I still have not heard a response from the rock I tossed in earlier. A single misstep, and my descent would be eternal. It is truly a horrifying thought. An eternity of darkness is more frightening than any beast I have fought thus far. If I fell, what would kill me first, the hunger or myself? On a side note, I'm now using the forest fissure as my personal lavatory. I wonder if I'm pooping into a different dimension. There's the line of thought that my brain would be going towards, but you can't blame him. You, sir, stop spitting at me. Why does everything here just belch fire? It's like they just sit around eating ridiculous amounts of Tabasco sauce. Ranger bracers, that's actually a really good pickup, and one that I didn't expect. Oh, we've got a rare boss right here. Now, the only thing about the tower guard is that he's a little bit quicker. I mean, other than that, he's still more or less a simpleton that you should be able to knock over without too many problems. It looks like I've made an entirely terrible turn here, so let's sprint our way back to whence we came. I should probably be destroying all these vines and whatnot, trying to get my health back before the Alexander attempt. But it is what it is. Que sera. Let's see here. Lantern, give me your lunch. Alright, so where should I head off to? Looks like we can go east right here. And that's what I suppose I shall do. Oh, and we got a fountain too. That's pretty cool. Get a little bit of health back. I probably wasted... Oh, I totally wasted that. When you want to go through these right here, the trick is to jump as low as possible. Just in case you struggle with rooms like these. You want to have dash and you want to jump as low as possible like that. If you don't have the dash, that's one of those rooms that could be a potential life ender. Double jump works, but I'm not entirely convinced that you could move quickly enough between areas to avoid the last hit from the cannons. Or the last shot, I should say. If I saw somebody pull it off, I would be more convinced. And let's go left, since left is the less risky option. I don't see any open secrets here, so I'm not going to concern myself with it. And there we go. So oh, there's the electrophobia right there that I was talking about. Oh, that's fun. This is enjoyable. And so this little skull right here is actually what Alexander spawns. Jump over him. We're missing out on a bunch of gold right now, which my inner hoarder is very sad about that situation, but nothing I can really do about it, so why concern myself so heavily? Alright, so there's a few more coins. Ah, we found Alexander, and we're at full health. Now, I can't guarantee a kill right now. I could somehow just absolutely bollocks this thing up, and I've been waiting to use that word. I really have. That's a word that I really wish we used in the States. It's a great word. It's got a strong consonant sound, and that's really what makes up a good swear. Alright, so Alexander, my friend. Let's see what kind of cumulative pain we can dish out on good old Alexander. And so he's going to fire some huge projectiles right now that we're going to want to watch out for. One of the secrets to Alexander is to always be hitting him. You really don't want to end up with too many mobs on screen. Ooh, I dodged it. Okay, good. Let's see what I can get done here. Not completely happy with the result, but it's a result I can live with for now. And he looks like he's got about one hit left on him. Ooh, alright, let's just finish this thing before it gets out of control. And so down goes Alexander. And that is the Alexander fight. It's pretty simple. One of the big skills you're going to have to pick up for the Alexander fight is to practice going like this, where you're like swipe, back, swipe, back. If you're doing it properly, your character shouldn't even turn around. And so that's what took me longest with Alexander. Let's see what we get here. We got an armor increase, which is actually really good. That's surprisingly good. That 2 armor increase right there is about a quarter of an armor upgrade, or a legitimate strap-it-to-your-chest armor upgrade. And that's the second door down that we're going to have to deal with. And so Alexander has met his folly. It would kind of suck if all these monsters were kind of just doing their own thing. Like, they're kind of like Pokemon, like their boss like captured them and just trapped them in a room. And they're like, fight anybody that comes in here or I'll kill your entire family. Like, oh, okay, I'll do it. There's a few more down. I'm not going to keep myself from completing this zone because there are still things to be looted. Got ourselves about 7,000 gold. Not a bad run all in all. There's the electrophobia once again kicking in. I thought I put on the blood cape. I think the blood cape gives you vampirism, doesn't it? I notice I'm only getting 2 HP back per kill. Maybe it's from the chickens. Maybe they nerfed it. That's a distinct possibility as well, that the chickens actually caught a nerf bat because it was sort of overpowered to begin with. So I noticed they patched on the Steam notes recently. That could be one of the things that got adjusted a little bit. It seems like the mobs are dropping a lot of gold this run. Just me feeling personally like I'm seeing a lot of extra gold. Oh no, I walked right into that nasty little hellhole, that hornet's nest. What did we get here? Just a bunch of gold. Okay, sounds good. I'll take it. Never one to complain about a little bit of extra money. As if anybody has that problem. I make so much money, I need to complain about it. Never a complaint that I've heard someone make. I make so much, like it might have a stipulation afterwards, like I make so much money that I have to be a drug dealer. Like that would be one of those things where I'm like, yeah, okay. That might be a valid complaint, that there's a actual threat to your livelihood, or a threat to your life attached to the amount of money you make. That might be the only way you could really complain about it, though. I make so much money, but I have AIDS, and not just AIDS, like 1980s AIDS. That's like the real badass AIDS. And so, in 2013, AIDS is not as threatening as it was in the 80s, but if you get 80s AIDS, then you should be pretty worried. It'd be kind of fun to diagnose it. Sir, you have AIDS. Well, what kind? 80s AIDS, sir. Oh. Oh, God. The forest seems to be going on forever. And so I don't really know what I should do now. I should probably go clear the Maya. Oh, almost killed myself. Luckily, I had double jump on my side. Always a fervent and ardent friend. And so I probably could have teleported now that I think about it. I'm probably taking all kinds of risks right now that I don't need to be taking with my own safety. Kind of just slipped my mind, to be fair. Are we almost there? Kind of lost track of where I was, and since I've opted to walk like an idiot... Hey, I knew there was a reason I did this. There's another room. The trick to that right there is to jump all the way to the ceiling, follow the bullet up, and hit your dash right when it hits the ceiling if you're having trouble with that one. I don't like this at all. Yikes. Well, seeing as we already got a boss kill, we can give it a go, I mean. There we go. Alright, so that's fine. Got another vault room, so we can quadruple jump now, which is always kind of cool. The nice thing about double jumping is it actually makes it so that you can get hit by fireballs in the back of your head. No, double jumping allows you to jump longer than the duration of the spikes. There we go. Alright, so we made it. Let's get the hell on out of Dodge here, out of this ridiculously foresty Dodge. Where is Dodge City? Never thought about that, really. It's gotta be like in Colorado or something. It sounds like it's in Colorado. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go back. I think I could just... Oh. I don't know what I was doing right there. That was just a complete and total brain fart. Looks like we've got a downward path right... Ooh. I knew somebody was gonna get me right there. I felt myself getting panicky all of a sudden. And anytime I get panicky playing this game, I know that I'm gonna eat a hit. It's the cruel truth of the roguelike, especially the one that's based on my old man reflexes. Let's see what we got out of here. For some reason, I like it better when it drops a bunch of coins than just like 2 big money bags. No clue if it's like a Freudian thing. I just like to hear all the little clinkies, to be honest. They're gonna make me transverse this lovely peach of a room. And we almost didn't make that one. I'm a little confused about where the wood comes from on those. Like, there seems to be some kind of like Play-Doh thing behind them, and when you smoosh that, you seem to be okay. Do these go through walls? No, they don't. I'm not even going to attempt that. I've never done that one successfully. I would love to see a video of someone doing that successfully because I can't seem to get it to work. For all the clearing that I seem to do on a daily basis, I've gotten that room a couple dozen times now and still can't do it. Every single time I mess it up. It's definitely one of the harder ones, at least for me personally. I'm going to try and get as much HP back here as possible. We are over 10,000 gold, which is a pretty good run. Not a bad way to spend the afternoon, all things considered. Oh dear. So we have a nice little crop of lupine friends here. Seem to have made their way over from my Sang Froid Let's Play. Some additional Arnolds coming to hang out with us. But unfortunately, I can only pet them with my sword at this point, so there will be no mouse petting as there was before. Take a look around the Maya. We'll see how this goes. I doubt that I'm going to try and do a Ponce de Leon run right now. I just don't see Ponce de Leon happening at our level. Not without some ridiculous act of God. I mean, I might be able to pull it off, but it would not be a that room is just all kinds of messy. I'm going to leave that one for just a moment once I find myself a little bit of extra health. Move our way past this Ison. And I'm going to let him come a little bit closer. And I forgot to break the spike ball off underground. I knew I was going to take a hit right there. I had to dodge either the spike ball or the fireballs. Alright, so there's another guy down. Strangely enough, when you destroy spike balls, they actually drop gold. I don't know why. They just do. Oh, and that one didn't go underground either. Maybe they fixed it. Not completely sure. Oh, God. Wasn't expecting that one. Then again, I wasn't really paying attention either. Salos is not so bad. It's just kind of giving into the temptation to be terrified. Ah, there it is. Unfortunately. Wasn't able to dash far enough. And that's going to be... Well, we'll do one more play. We'll do one more play. We got time. It's only been 15 minutes. Because I killed a boss, it felt like it's been so much longer. We'll go with... What do we have here? An Assassino with Coprolalia and also Dwarfism. Conflux. Okay, we got an Archmage with no traits. Sometimes that's nice. Not gonna try and fib her out that. Ooh, we've got a Barbarian Queen with Pad. So she doesn't set off spikes. She's also a Savant, which I think doubles her stats. I don't remember exactly, though. We'll take a look in just a moment on her character sheet. What do we want to upgrade with our 10,000 gold here? Let me go check on the runes that I looted. I wish you got a recap after every death of what loot had dropped. But you don't. So you gotta live with it. Nothing there that I really want. Let's take a look over here and see if there's anything sprinting out at me that looks incredibly useful. Oh, didn't we pick up the... Yeah, we picked up the Ranger's limbs, which is going to increase our magic, strangely enough. I don't really like that. I think I'll stick with what I have, to be honest. And, yeah, I like our build right now. Let's do some stat upgrades. We'll just do some baseline stat upgrades. So what we might consider taking right now... God, we have to pay for one of these to get to the Lich, and I forget which one it is. I think it's this one right here. Haggle unlocks the Lich. And the Lich is okay. The Lich is not my favorite character. He's alright. But he's not the best thing since sliced bread. I think I'm just going to go with... Yikes. I don't really know what I should take right now. I'm feeling very pressured for some reason. Let's take a little bit of crit chance, and we'll see what happens there. Yeah, crit damage. Okay, crit damage comes out underneath there. Taking a little bit of extra crit would be nice. Crit never killed anybody, but it definitely killed mobs every now and again. But I think I'll stick with baseline damage for now. 15 seems about right. Then we'll go all in on crit chance right now. And I can afford to put another thing in health, but I think I'm going to go with weight instead, because weight seems to be a little bit safer, considering we're going to be unlocking some gear pretty soon. I am still baffled about the fact that we haven't found any vampirism runes, but it's alright. We're living pretty well without them, aren't we? We're making reasonable progress in their absence, so there's not a whole lot to worry about right there. Hitting 54 is pretty good for a Barbarian Queen. I think last time I was playing a Barbarian Queen, she was hitting for 40-ish or so, so 54 is at least a reasonable amount. I don't know if I'm going to do a goal clear right now, or if we just want to... I don't know. I never know what to do with these Let's Plays. This is a game that's really tough where I don't want to bore you guys, because I know you don't want to see me clear the dungeon like 350 times. I wish I knew what that Helios thing did too. That's another question I have. I should probably wiki that in between episodes, or if you guys are uber kind, go ahead and tell me down in the comments. I don't recall what that does. I can't seem to trigger it anyway. I got it before, and I spent like a while just pressing every key I possibly could to see if it triggered anything. Not sure, though. Let's see what's going on here. You, sir, shall not fireball me. Your balls of fire shall come nowhere near my face, my friend. Nowhere near my face. This barbarian queen is a classy lady, and she does not swing like that. At least not until the second date. After the second date, all bets are off. I've talked to her exes. Let's see. 2 HP from that little bugger. Well, shoot, maybe they nerf vampirism. That seems like a distinct possibility as well. I'll have to keep an eye on how much health it's giving me as I kill mobs. Whee! Sometimes I like to just pogo on things. Oh, that's right, we have pad. We don't even need to worry about the spikes. Old habits and all that. Hide under there for just a moment. I think I'm just gonna head straight for the Maya. I think the Maya is probably where we want to be at. I don't have any terrible feelings about the Maya at this point. It's a pretty reasonably simple zone. It looks like we found it, which is good. And so with our additional health, we should be able to make an okay dent in the zone. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling I was going to eat a hit right there. Sad but true. Catch him on the way down with a little sweet juggle. Yeah, we really, really, really don't want multiples of these guys lined up with us in any context. That's the problem with those guys, that they all line up on you. I would have probably used the Barbarian Shout just because it's a good way to get them all off the same... Oh, the same little vector, I guess is what I would call it. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's double fun. Let's go ahead and knock some guys back here. At least until we can get rid of a couple. Oh, I have pad. God, I keep forgetting that I have peripheral artery disease. Yeah, I think they fixed most of the little bugs and things that I've been using over the course of my last few plays. Guy got me out of the corner of the screen because I wasn't paying attention, although the lack of spikes right now is pretty nice. I cannot deny the fact that I enjoy that we have no spikes attempting to take my life. Let's see what's over here to the east. I can't guarantee that it's going to be anything intensely interesting, but we can hope for something. Looks like we got a wolf there. He's going to jump at us if we don't, change levels here, unfortunately. Ooh, we got that guy, but he knocked me when I bounced. I knocked back up into the shield guy up here. Would have been cool if I had pulled it off. Would have been, could have been, should have been, unfortunately. Alright, Wolf, let's go. There we go. He's down. Let's go ahead and break some of this furniture because we could really use some HP. One of the nice things about the Barbarian King is that food favors the class very, very well, or the Barbarian Queen. But anyways, food favors them because it gives you a flat 10% every single time, so the more HP you have, the more food helps you. Journal entry number 12. I have found a solution to my hunger problem. The forest holds an endless bounty of delicious mushrooms, and within these mushrooms lie chicken eggs, also gold coins and vials of sparkling water. I broke open a tree trunk earlier and a bag of money fell out. Sometimes I feel like I have gone insane. Plus, what is up with the moon? It's huge. Ooh, I just cleared one of these a moment ago. I don't like our health situation though, so I'm gonna wait. I'll come back. Got a gambling room right here. Let's do it. Now, in certain respects, I heard that with random number generators, there's a correct choice right here that actually has a higher chance to show up, even if it's randomized, because all computer-generated sequences are pseudo-randomized. I've heard that there's a right choice here, but I guess I'll just go with that one. You stupid! You so stupid! There was nothing... if you guys get that reference, it's from UHF. It's a Weird Al movie. Where you trade your red snapper. It's an old film. If you haven't seen it, I don't blame you. With peripheral artery disease, this actually isn't nearly as difficult. A bounty rune. Very nice. Felt the singe there for just a moment. At least I think that's where that reference is from. I'm fairly positive it's from UHF. I mean, unless there's another film where somebody goes, "You so stupid," after asking what's in the box. Basically, they're on a game show in the movie. And on the game show, you have to choose whether you keep the fish that you got off the wheel of fish, or whether you want to trade it for whatever's in the box. This wolf is not going to jump. I can tell already. Oh, he did jump. That's what I get for doubting my wolfy friend. Yeah, I shouldn't have jumped at him. Made a mistake right there. Made a mistake and paid for it with a little bit of sangre. Paid for that one with stupid, but, you know, you pay with what you got. Let's see here. An Eastward Passage. Okay, so that portrait up there just wiggled. Let's go ahead and handle this guy first. Oh no. It's a little weak. Lackluster is what I would call it. There we go. I can't stand to leave a mob behind. Sometimes I just have to. It's like an OCD thing. They all have to die. They stood against me, and therefore, in the greater realm of things, they have to go. That's going to be a portrait as well. And I'm going to take an unnecessary hit there because I'm an idiot. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Let's see what's down there. Oh, big eyeball. Big grumpy eyeball. Just going to stand there and kill him since I've already made myself look ridiculous. Sometimes you just lose your patience. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to stand here till you're dead. How's that sound? Deal with this little Oni fellow. Get ourselves a bit more gold. This run actually hasn't been that lucrative now that I'm looking at the amount of money we've made. We have not made nearly as much money as I felt like we'd made, so oh. Oh, okay. My character is using random spells. What is that from? Randomized. Okay, so that's what Savant does. There's another one that like doubles your stats, and I would swear I don't like this at all. This Worgen Florgan is conspiring to kill me, but there's a lot of treasure chests in this room, and I'm finding it really difficult to turn it down. Oh, we got another one. Nerd. Yeah, I walked right. Never go airborne with Worgen Florgans. Telling you, never go airborne. It's a terrible, terrible plan. Stay low if you can. And that's gonna be that. So with this episode, I think I'm gonna go with an assassin for the next run, just so I can show you guys the mist form that they've got. He's got Alzheimer's. I forget what Alzheimer's does. There's so many of these little mods, and I have such a terrible memory anyways that I kind of just look them up once I get into the game. We didn't make much money there, so we're gonna have to live with that fact. I guess I'll increase my critical damage for a moment because there's nothing else that I really want. And so, being a good spot to break off the episode around that 30-minute mark, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of our Rogue Legacy. Some of it looking pretty good. The second half looking a little bit lackluster, but after I kill a boss, I get lazy, so that's partially my psyche acting up. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up a few tips for how to kill bosses, how to have fun with the game, and I will see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody.